Well, hello, welcome back, my Battle Language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Battle Language guy, and today we have a great show ahead of us. First, that Meghan wants to block Harry from a certain deposition that could land them in trouble, spilling the beans in a way that you can imagine. We also have the fourth episode from Arsewives, Meghan's podcast for Spotify, and all this rant about dragon ladies and Asian stereotypes. We're going to be talking about that. Oprah giving titles to everyone that you can imagine. We will be talking about that too, and a couple other things. Thanks for being here, and remember to hit the like button because that brings good mojo for all of us. Glad to have you here. Today's opening meme is thanks to Van72 on Twitter. Hasn't he grown? Yeah, look at you, Howie. Look at you. Oh, how have you grown all these years? It's incredible. How can you say? Oh my God, it's so cute. This was amazing. Van72 said that she had waited for like years until a nice picture of Harry. She was holding on to that picture for years, waiting for Harry in a black suit and tie. Like, that is dedication. That is waiting for the right moment. That is amazing. You could also have like color any of Harry's gray suits black on Photoshop, but she was expecting for the real deal, and this was the best one. Thanks, Van72. Let's move on. Let's do this. And wait a minute. Let me do some. All right. Let's begin. Let's see. I'm going to try to fix. All right. I needed my presenter window so I could fix something like here. Yes. So this is what we are going to talk about today. What is going on? Why do we have Amber Heard? Well, by the way, I thought that Amber Heard's drama had finished once the verdict of that trial had finished. Right? We had the verdict of that trial. It's done, right? Wrong. Well, it so happens that we're gonna have quite a few developments in the following weeks or even months, but we have a parallel development in regards to this this trial of Samantha Markle to Meghan. And thanks to Hello Magazine, Meghan Markle takes legal steps to stop Prince Harry and her father Thomas Markle from being deposed in half-sister Samantha Markle's lawsuit. You know that Meghan, not even Thomas, not even Harry, the two sides of the Meghan coin, so to speak. This is strange. What is Meghan afraid of? Like, I don't know if... I hope that Thomas Markle feels better and he can speak by this moment. I don't have confirmation of that. I don't know. But I don't think that he could be much a threat, right, Meghan? Then why stop him from talking? What are you afraid of? And why stop Harry from talking? Well, you can imagine Harry on any deposition, like getting nervous and going all blabbering about, all the actual information and revealing things that will land the Montecito duo, both of them in trouble. Who knows? Well, Samantha Markle is suing Meghan over her now infamous interview with Oprah Winfrey in March 2021, as well as the material published in the Finding Freedom biography. This is sort of a defamation lawsuit. I don't think "sort of" is the word, but I just want to confirm. Yes, Samantha is not agreeing with whatever Meghan, said in these instances about her and how she pictured her family. Like, I grew up alone as an only child. You remember those words on the Oprah interview? Well, this is what it's about. Samantha's lawyer lawyers had confirmed that they want to depose Thomas between 5 and 21 October, and also wish to depose Prince Harry and Oprah for their testimony. Newsweek reports. Well, you know that you have to take Newsweek with a grain of salt, but it seems that it's an official statement from Samantha's lawyers. That makes sense, because they want to go delve deep into this to prove that Samantha was harmed in many ways by these declarations. That's part of the process. You know that in the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial, there were all these witnesses, especially on Amber's side, that you say, why are these people talking all this nonsense, but so many details that don't add up to anything? Well, sometimes you need those small details to be able to do something about it. And I know that Samantha wants to go the extra mile with this. But Meghan's legal team, which is not the cast of Suits, but I just picture the cast of Suits to be a troll, because you know how I am, have hit back. It'll be nice. The cast of Suits to take her to case. They have requested a judge stop the process of collecting and releasing evidence until a ruling on whether the lawsuit should be entirely thrown out. So she can't even stand by her own words. It's like, I don't want anybody to challenge on a trial on, publicly, what I said on these instances, because that will mean another proof, further proof, besides all that we have, that she has grifted and lied her way to whatever, I wouldn't say the top, but whatever level is she right now. I don't know, maybe Harry has a better idea. What level is Meghan right now? We should ask him sometime. They argue that Meghan's statements about her relationship with Samantha are non-actionable opinion. This is interesting. Non-actionable opinion. This is just my opinion that doesn't require further action from anybody, including my sister Samantha, that are also substantially, like in a fair percentage, not completely true, but substantially true. You know, attorneys, the way they attorneys talk it's interesting. It's always interesting to see all these wordings. That's why I tell you, it's so important to be mindful of the words that people pick when expressing. Well, in this case, we're talking about attorneys, so it's even more important because they're treading on eggshells. Meghan will settle out of court. Most probably that's what's going to happen. I hope that Samantha is okay with that. And if she's not okay with that, I'm okay with that too, because that means that this is war, and you know that, we will be covering that as well. And besides that, a deposition of Mr. Markle at this juncture, along with other discovery, what could be other discovery, would be an unnecessary spectacle and waste of the parties' time, money, and resources. Their filing read via the publication. I don't think Samantha was unaware of this. I think Samantha was well aware of that time and energy and money investment, and she knows that this is not fair, and she wants to take this fight. I hope it's this way. I hope that Samantha gets what she wants, because for a change, because you know that what Meghan wants, but maybe this time we want Samantha to get what she wants, whatever it is. She wants redemption from all these words, and if it's defamation, to be proved that it was actual defamation. Samantha Markle should not be permitted to force, oh my God, force our Duchess. How is she so evil? What an evil sister. Should not be permitted to force Meghan and potentially numerous non-parties to devote substantial resources to extraneous discovery while a meritorious motion that could dispose of the entire case is pending. It's like what they're saying, and translated to layman's terms, is like all this that she's saying, like deposing Thomas Markle or Prince Harry, is about external affairs that had nothing to do with the actual process that we're going through. So that's the tactic. That is the technique that Meghan's lawyer are trying to come across. In this case, a judge. I'm not that keen on these processes, but that's what they want. They want to dismiss not only these depositions, but also to dismiss the whole case completely. This is the current status. That will be very interesting. I've been asked a lot of times to go through those hours of footage of Amber Heard's depositions. You know, that was the 2016 deposition regarding all this trouble that they already had at that point, Johnny and her. And yes, that would be a bit tiring because we know how the story ends, and we had enough content already with the hours that was their trial. That I think that maybe a highlights. I could do a highlights reel over that. So that is the current status of what Samantha wants to do. And one thing that the problem with the books that are being released, and Valentine Lowe's book that is about to be released in 48 hours, is that you still had to depose the authors themselves, maybe Tom Bauer or Valentine Lowe, and that's not going to happen. Whatever happens, whatever appears in those books, and Valentine's book is going to be about courtiers, palace courtiers. Maybe it's not going to have to do much with her relationship with Samantha, with Meghan's relationship with Samantha. So I think that this is going to be, a bit boring. We can say that at first, but in the end, it's going to have, those skeletons will come out of the closet anytime soon. Not soon enough, that's for sure. So we move on to our second topic of tonight. A Spotify original, Arsewives, the podcast where Meghan talks about herself and tries to disguise that as an interview of other people because, she can't be done that on the nose. She's got some class after all. I have to give it to her. She wants to talk about herself, but she can't just do a podcast about herself because, she would not accept that. But nobody would listen. But I think it's a nice technique. Just invite someone, talk about yourself, and go for it. In this case, they were talking about stereotypes. That they have this kind of trouble about this mess up combination of archetypes and stereotypes. And none of the two are actually being treated the right way. Maybe we're talking about stereotypes, how women, for example, are stereotyped in media. For example, she mentions, oddly enough, and I have to say that because this was like really strange. She mentioned Austin Powers. Austin Powers helps, not only in his movies. I mean the movies help perpetuate stereotypes of the dragon lady, the sensual. I don't know if that's her words, but this is the point that she wants to come across. Female Asian stereotypes. Just by these two characters, like in one of the three Austin Powers movies, in one that was Gold Member, these two characters appear. Okay, and when I mention their names, you're gonna see that, well, it's of course a joke. There's two twin uh, twin sisters, and one is called Fook Me, and the other is called Fook You. All right, of course it's a joke. We're talking about a joke, and supposedly, according to Meghan, well, this is offensive against Asians and whatnot. Okay, because this perpetuates some kind of a stereotype. And well, I have to make a very strong disclaimer right now. I'm a big fan of Austin Powers movies, but not for the stereotyping. Well, there are a lot of stereotypes because Austin Powers himself is a stereotype of an international spy. He's this international man of mystery. But what Meghan did not get about the joke is that women in these movies are purposefully, blatantly, on the nose, objectified because it's satire. It's a parody of how women are portrayed in, or were, or used to be portrayed in Bond movies. It's almost, of course a comedy, and we don't see much comedies nowadays, so we have to resort to this all movies by now that that were great comedy, and of course great parodies, but right now today, well, everybody gets offended by this, and that's why you get characters with the names Ivana Humpalot, or a lot of vagina, or Felicity Shackwell. This is by design. You're doing this as almost as a critique. Let's do a critique of classic Bond movies, because you might remember, dear Bottle Language Buddies, that we had pussy galore in an actual Bond movie. Now, I mean, this was an actual name of a character, of a female character on a James Bond movie. So this, yeah, the girl, I don't know. I used to think that Howie was the thick one, but no. You know that what they say, that a sense of humor goes with intelligence. You have to pick it up. You can't say, hey, Austin Powers perpetuates women's stereotypes, perpetuates female Asian stereotypes. It's by design. It's a critique. It's a parody. It's satire. It's yeah. I think you have some trouble, Meghan. I understand you have some trouble, since I'm sure that you read the entirety of your interview of the cut, and you said, this is perfect. You were like the ending of a Black Swan. This was perfect. I was perfect, like in the interview. You really thought that. You really thought that it didn't reek of satire at some point. No, you couldn't. And that's why, of all the movies in the history of cinema, like, you have this opportunity. You are going to interview Asian women, okay? And you have this opportunity to make a point across about archetypes, which are not archetypes. You're talking about the stereotypes, I insist. And one of the only two examples that you could come up with was an Austin Powers movie. Seriously, that is. I feel sad. I genuinely feel sad because she didn't get the joke. And it's sad when you have such funny movies like this and people don't get the joke. You have to explain that to them. It's sad. You should rewatch them, Meghan. You should rewatch this movie and read all the subtext. Maybe you also need a coach for subtext, a subtext coach. I am willing to do it. I can explain you the plot and the subplot too, and why were these movies made. Yeah, it's no, I genuinely want to help Meghan in this case. The teacher in me wants to just come over and say, "Hey, Meghan, you got this wrong. Maybe this is not everyone's cup of tea. these movies. I can understand that everybody has different opinions on comedies, but what you're stating is exactly what the movie was intended for, and not in the way that you think it was the intention. So no, she won't understand, I guess. It will be a waste of time, but it won't be talking about this with you, my beautiful body language bodies. And well, we have this stereotypes, and I just want to show this meme to you, just in case, looking at yourself in the mirror in the morning like I'm a sexy beast. Do this. When this live ends, go to a mirror, look at yourself in the mirror, and repeat these words 3 times and see the change inside you. Feel something inside you like changing. I am a sexy beast, but mean it. Do it when this live ends, not before, because you're gonna miss the next part. And we have to talk about the term that they were discussing. Was dragon lady. What is a dragon lady exactly? Why do they keep saying or mentioning this term in between quotes? It's usually a stereotype of certain East Asian and occasionally South Asian and or Southeast Asian, how precise, women as strong, deceitful, domineering, mysterious, and often sexually alluring. So this is the dragon lady, one that is it's like a cobra, it's like a serpent. You know, it's a stereotype, of course. But Meghan made a big mistake. Big mistake, Meghan. You don't only mention movies that I'm very fond of Austin Powers movies, but you also made a cardinal sin of mentioning Kill Bill. And of course, you're talking about Lucy Liu's character, Oren Ishii. And I'm going to make a point. I want to make a point about, regardless if you have seen the movie. I hope that you have seen the movie. Let me know if you have seen Kill Bill, the volume 1 or 2, or if you are a fan of Tarantino. I'm a self-proclaimed Tarantino fan. I'm a huge Tarantino fan. I love all his movies. A very interesting tidbit is Kill Bill was the first movie that I saw from Tarantino. And in fact, the first time I saw Kill Bill, I did not like it. Okay, I want to state that. I did not like the movie. Maybe it wasn't the right quality. I did not see it in a cinema. Then I had the time to watch it with the right mindset. Like, this is not my regular flick. This is a lot of subtext going on. A lot of character development going on. And maybe I could develop this taste and for this Tarantino style that will open a whole realm of this art from this, in my opinion, a genius. Well, in fact, Oren Ishii, Lucy Liu's character, the Asian assassin on that movie, is an ode to true feminism. I love, in the end, I love that movie. I could watch it again any day of the week. And Oren is one of the most developed characters in that movie, besides, of course, Uma Thurman's The Bride, or Bellatrix, or however you want to call her. And to remind you about the cast, something special about the cast is that you don't only have an Asian assassin, a female Asian assassin, you also have a black female assassin and a white female assassin. So the film is quite diverse in those terms, in every single term. What more diversity do you want? What more diversity do you want? The movie, these two movies were I like the first one a bit more than the second, the volume 2, but both movies are amazing. And you have this diverse cast. They act their arses off in amazing interpretations. And I want to remind you, if you have seen this movie and you haven't seen it, I strongly encourage you. It's very violent, I have to say. Maybe it's not for the faint of heart. It's extremely. It's a long R-rated movie, very long R-rated movie in terms of ketchup and gore. But you will remind that scene from the movie when Oprah was making a point across this Yakuza council, this Yakuza bosses, these Japanese Yakuza bosses that were agreeing that she was going to be the leader. And she makes a point with this dissenting leader, like cutting his head off, literally. But she combines not only her being polite before and after that, she talking in very feminine way, but at the same time exposing her masculine and aggressive side. It's a very rich character, much more complex than anything that Meghan could say about being just a stereotype, and that appeared back then in there's I think I have a remark of this. I didn't include this remark, but Lucy Liu criticized someone claiming that this was a stereotype, and this can't be a stereotype just because it's not 1 billion that is around one female Asian villain. We have 3 of them. All right, it can't be that, and the character is much richer than any cookie cut villain nowadays. And by the end, you know that there was going to be a duel. Even if you haven't seen the movie, you can remember that there's a strong distinction, a very strong distinction, and how the protagonist dispatches these 2 characters, and how Lucy Liu and Uma Thurman fight at the end. And you notice that this has depth, this has honor, this has respect for each other. Maybe they had some kind of friendship before this, because there are no witty remarks, there are no funny jokes, there are no one-liners, there are nothing. Like they address the fact that they're there confronting each other in this confrontation, and it's as stark as you can imagine. So there's this depth to this character that I don't know. I wanted to defend this character because I love Lucy Liu, and I especially love her in this movie. And I especially love this movie, and I love Uma Thurman in this movie too. Okay, how can you compare that? How can you compare that with this? Thanks, Meghan Small. You expressed in words what I wanted to say. Oren was a badass in Kill Bill. I guess for Markle, pretending to be a sexualized lawyer is okay, but not a female assassin. There may be levels to this. Maybe this was like an ass assassin, okay, so to speak, a pun intended. But well, and yes, I think I included that reference here. My mistake. Thanks to DMW that pointed that out on Twitter. Meg stole the subject from a 2021 Teen Vogue article. She just cannot come up with an original thought to save her life. You know, when she was planning this podcast, maybe she... at least, I have something to say. I have something good to say about Meghan. Meghan knows how to use Google. How to Google things. Because I can picture Meghan opening her laptop, and after 4 or 5 hours of checking Twitter to see all her mentions and whatever we say about her on Twitter, she was going to be, my God, I forgot. Yes, I have to do some research about Arsewives, my upcoming podcast that's not going to be out for like more than 1 year, but whatever. And she Googled Asian stereotypes in cinema, and maybe this was the first thing that popped up because it was fresh content or whatever. And Yes. Oh, yeah. Lucy Liu, Asian stereotype. Maybe Meghan did not went past the headline. Maybe Meghan hasn't even seen Kill Bill yet. I can tell you that. No, she hasn't seen the movie, because she would have understood and known what was going on with that death. But I'm not expecting her to understand that death either. But Lucy Liu pushes back against Issei labeling Kill Bill character an Asian stereotype. So my question is, this is my question, a legit question. Why didn't you invite Lucy Liu to your podcast? That would have been amazing. That would have been amazing. This is what you wanted. You had the headline. You had it in a silver platter, but you couldn't, right? Because you needed somehow. I'm not saying that her guests were supporting what Meghan said. This is something that Meghan said. Okay, one of her guests was Margaret Cho, a comedian that has had a couple meltdowns. And we all have bad days. I'm not gonna judge her for that. But this is something that Meghan said. And you imagine, you have the idea that someone that is going to interview someone about a topic, dragon ladies, Asian stereotypes in cinema, in media, is going to do her due diligence. Like, let's do some research about this, right? Because I don't want to like go all blank in this. So she didn't see these movies, that's for sure. She didn't even try to reach out to Lucy Liu to what she thought about this. Maybe she could have said, I talked personally to Lucy Liu. How difficult could that be for Meghan? Nothing. If she can find the personal numbers of people from the Senate, Congress, I don't remember. How hard can it be to contact Lucy Liu's manager or publicist? Not hard at all. But she didn't. That is his job. You had one job, Meghan, and you didn't do it properly. Why? Why not? Because it would have become all about Lucy. I agree. People will pay attention to Lucy Liu before anything Meghan says. I agree. And I don't think that Lucy could put up with the bullshit. No, I can't. I don't imagine. I respect Lucy too much to imagine that for 1 second. But well, there's also this topic that I wanted to talk about this evening. My body language buddies. And thanks to Kinsey Schofield that, well, brought this amazing video, this GIF to my attention. The devil works hard, but Meghan Markle's American PR push works harder. And this is something that I'm going to show you the actual video. This is the actual video. Meghan Markle is an activist, an altruist. She's known to be passionate about making the world a better place. Here are just a few causes the Duchess of Sussex is known to advocate. By the way, the world being a better place is for Meghan herself. Okay, that's a big disclaimer, big asterisk. All right, footnote, fine print, making the world a better place for herself. Okay, for nobody else. That is important. And it was in Women's Health. It was in Good Housekeeping. It was in Cosmopolitan. It was in 17 magazine. It was in, I don't know how many outlets saying the exact same headline, the exact same video, the exact same content, everything. They are desperate. They're desperate to paint Meghan as an activist, altruist. I want to know because she has given like sandwiches, I guess. Sandwiches, what's this? Donuts? I don't remember. I always forget that. Yeah, puff pieces. Puff pieces, passionate about making the world a better place. You can imagine that on her Meghan voice. And you can imagine too that there's this topic there's this other topic that I wanted to talk about. It's a very humbling experience. Meghan Markle recalls visiting Korean spa with her mother in latest podcast episode. What? I mean, what? A Korean spa. I have to say something. You must know something. You must be aware of this. I have never been to a Korean spa. And I am not aware in the slightest. I don't know what is the difference between a regular spa and a Korean spa. By the way, Meghan talks about that. It was that everybody was a bunch of ladies naked. So she was afraid. She didn't want to be there. She was 9 years old. Maybe she was thinking about that dishwasher soap ad at the moment. I don't know. Maybe. And it was a very humbling experience for her, like somehow being naked in front of all these ladies. Well, you tell me if that's a thing. I would like to know. It will be nice if you can come up with some kind of explanation in the comments. But well, Meghan Markle recalls visiting Korean spa. Didn't she say that she came from a struggling household, that they struggled to make ends meet, that they had to eat salad at Sizzler, that they, all this, the broken car door, poor Meghan, all of this, that I don't know. That's my question. How do you go to a spa on that kind of situation? I guess that every struggling household, at least from that era, could afford going to the spa. Could afford taking your children to a spa. Maybe is that a thing in Los Angeles? I don't know. Is that an Angelino thing? Is that a California thing? Well, whatever. But I don't know. We have all these changes and stuff. I think maybe the Korean spa anecdote is real. Why not? They had the means. We know that they had the means. Doria had the time to take her daughter to a Korean spa. Why not? That could be true. The problem is that Meghan uses a word, and they give good noodles. That's something that Meghan says, that after this spa experience, after all the the water and the heat and the experience, the spa experience, they ate noodles. So I think that's a Korean spa thing. That's nice. But Meghan talking about humbling experience. Meghan talking about a humbling. I'm pronouncing it right. Humbling experience. Being to a spa. Does that make sense to you? Like I went to a spa. And I found it a very humbling experience. Okay, it's not about the spa. You're going to say, hey, Jesus, you're so mean. Leave Meghan alone. Leave Meghan alone. She's talking about the experience of being naked in front of all those ladies. I still don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm in Harry mode at this moment. I still don't get it. I tried to get it, but I still don't. I still can't. I still don't get how is that a humbling experience. I would like to understand. If you have an explanation of that, I'm reading your comments as we speak. Why would she be humble? I don't know. I think she wanted to include the word humble in some way, but I don't know. You know that Meghan's anecdotes in general do not involve a humbling experience. So she has to just connect things in some way, throw them out. We're talking about Asian stereotypes. Let's talk about this time I went to a Korean spa, and you are. It's like you are trying to connect something by a huge stretch. by huge stretch. Oh, talking about Asian stereotypes, let's talk about the time I went to a Korean spa. Yes, it's exactly what you are thinking. Doesn't make sense. But that's why, at least this time doesn't make sense. At least this time it's not Meghan lying, Meghan making up things, Meghan doing, well, stretching her truth to fit her narrative of, well, whatever state of professional victimhood is she at that moment. At least it just doesn't make sense. But, well, we can have oh my god, some comments of you are really wicked. I'm glad that I'm not featuring them down below anymore. But well, we also have this Oprah Daily, the royal family's newest titles. I'm gonna play this video. Oprah Daily, and let's see how many mistakes can you spot. I'm saying I'm a newbie. Is how do you say that word? I'm gonna research that word. I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna look for it. Newbie. What? Newbie. I've seen that word for like 30 years. I have never cared about how it is pronounced. Newbie. What? I never occurred to me that was the pronunciation. Newbie. I'm a newbie. It's it's kind of funny. Newbie. Newbie this, newbie that. I'm kind of newbie to this, so maybe you can spot more mistakes than I on this video. I'm gonna play that without sound. Well, maybe, yeah, without sound it could be right. Charles III is official king. That is correct. It's an odd choice of words, but well, I will allow it. Here are his relatives' latest title changes. William and Kate are now the Prince and Princess of Wales. Okay, that is correct. Well, the Kate, that they keep saying Kate. They keep saying Kate. You know why people keep calling Catherine Kate? This is the problem with this. Because it's the strongest way to configure search engines. Like the way people search that, it will always come up Kate Middleton, because it's the most established term for her in Google and Yahoo, whatever you want to search for people. That is the problem. That is the problem. I have to say that Google has her archived as Catherine, Duchess of used to be, of course, Duchess of Cambridge, and now is Princess of Wales. Google has it right, but people keep calling her Kate Middleton because it's like the way everybody knew her at that moment. It's like something that is hard to change in terms of how people use these technologies, right? I don't have to. I'm trying to explain that in the simplest way possible, but that's one of the reasons. And another, of course, is this deprecating. It's like being a bit harsh about it. You're still Kate Middleton, which is plain wrong. It's just plain wrong. It's not like they're attacking her or something, because that was her maiden name. So there's nothing to be ashamed of her maiden name, but it's just plain wrong. Okay, but that might be one of the reasons, a technical reason, and I just don't care reason might be another one. So, William and Kate are now the Princess of Wales. Charles previously held the Prince of Wales title. Now it's being passed down to his oldest son. Kate's taken on the title of her late mother-in-law, Diana. William and Kate were formerly Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Well, according to what I understand, they are still Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. That hasn't changed. They haven't let go of those titles. That doesn't work like that. They're still Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Please correct me if I am wrong. Their children also scored title upgrades. This is nice. This is nice choice of words. Nice choice of, yeah, archetyping. They're stereotyping Kate, like just her maiden name. That's how a stereotype. Meghan should invite Kate to her podcast. That would be interesting. I will watch it. Louis and George are Princess of Wales, and Charlotte is now Princess of Wales. Previously, their titles were Princess and Princess of Cambridge. I don't know if this has changed and has effectively changed, but you know that what we want. Well, you know, Camilla was known as Duchess of Cornwall, and now is officially Queen Consort. But Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's titles remain the same. Sadly, oh no. There's still the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and boy, they're going to monetize the hell out of it. They left their positions gladly. They were allowed to continue using their titles, except for the HRH. Their children, Archie and Lilibet, received new titles. What? I mean, what? They're now named Prince and Princess respectively. No, Oprah, you got it wrong. This hasn't happened yet. This is the narrative that they want to push over and over again, and this is a fact. And if it is not a fact, it's because someone took that from them. But most probably a white man took that from them, because you know white men are bad. White men bad. Anything else good. Yeah, it's like that. They're now named Prince and Princess respectively. Prince Edward and Countess Sophie will likely get new titles. Edward is Charles' youngest brother, and you know, etc. But this is what I wanted to point out. They're now named. You know, on Twitter, named. This is what we got. This is what we got. Another poof piece. An excellent meme by my good friend J.E. May. The Duchess Marmalade. Oprah is bestowing royal titles like giving away cars. You get a car, you get a prince title, you get a princess title. Everybody gets a prince or princess title. This is how it is. This is what we got. And well, so far this is what's rocking the royal and non-royal horizon so far. I seriously wanted to make a point about acting and Lucy Liu and those stereotypes, and I wanted to mention that because I'm a huge fan of cinema, of movies, and I think we can learn a lot of lessons of not only the evolution of cinema, how has it evolved, and especially how it's evolving in someone that is just politics and just this preachy attitude that you have to how to say this? How can I say this without people taking my words out of content? That you have to forcefully be diverse in your cast. I'm not saying that is. I agree to having more opportunities to people of all ethnicities and races and everything. Have opportunities to land to land roles and have the opportunity to play interesting characters. But this is something I'm going to tell you, that maybe this is the nonsense of this. I'm going to talk about again, like as you like yesterday, my semi anti-woke rant. I'm going to have a 5-minute anti-woke rant right now, and I'm going to say the problem that people have with with the Little Mermaid now. Okay, you know that Ariel is usually a fair skin. It's a white girl. It's gonna be played by a black girl. In essence, I don't see it as in essence, I don't see it as a bad thing. What I see it as a bad thing is that can't you create new characters based on actual, backgrounds that support that kind of ethnicity? Like I love Black Panther. That made sense to have this background, this ethnicity. It fitted. It was great. And nobody complained at that moment, hey, Black Panther is not played by a white man. That nobody complained about that. And people flocked to watch that movie. And that movie was more than $1 billion. So it's not about that. And some say that people want to see themselves on screen. People want to see people like them on the screen. And I'm going to tell you about 3 examples. I'm going to tell you about 3 examples that I identified myself on the screen with people that did not look like me. And the first one was The Cosby Show. I remember fondly watching The Cosby Show. Yeah, you know everything what happened with Bill Cosby afterwards. Okay, that is nothing nice. It's a rough topic, whatever happened afterwards. But let's talk about The Cosby Show itself. I loved The Cosby Show, and I think there was no Latino in there at all. And I love The Cosby Show. I think I watched every single episode back in Venezuela. And you know which other show I loved? I really loved with all the messages that it had. Different Strokes. Different Strokes was an amazing show where the protagonists also did not look like me. And I identified with their struggles and their lives and what happened to them in so many ways. And it's like you get this emotional connection when you can write a great show. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter if the person doesn't look like you. You relate to them. I love Different Strokes, and I'm sure it's safe to say that 99% of the viewers right now, my body language buddies, love the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's impossible to not like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Was it diverse? Not at all. Was it fun? You bet. You could identify with any of the characters. There was all this cast. Amazing cast that played their roles in an amazing way, and you had fun, you had messages, you learn a lot about yourself just by looking in that mirror. So I think that is bullshit. That you need you absolutely need to see people like you in a show to enjoy it. Of course, I enjoyed Ricky Ricardo, but at that moment, of course, I didn't see myself as a Latino. You can understand that. I was a young boy. A young boy doesn't see himself as the ethnicity he belongs to, because in Venezuela, where we still are quite varied. It's like you have ethnicity in Venezuela. It's like a box of chocolates. It's like Forrest Gump's box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get, and we're a mix of everything. So maybe that's another way that I learned it was normal to coexist with every single ethnicity that you could think of. So that was normal to me. So I guess that was normal to me to see any kind of show with any kind of protagonist and not be offended if they were not Latino or anything. So these arguments nowadays don't have any actual pillars to stand on. And all this, when Meghan, for example, talks about stereotypes, there are stereotypes. There's stereotypes that we should fight that are not quite correct in cinema. We have less stereotypes because Hollywood producers, especially Hollywood producers, have become so afraid to offend anyone that they're always betting on the safe side. And let's do this. Let's go all woke. But they haven't realized yet that if you go woke, you go broke. This is fact, man. This is just a fact. Desmond's too. Yeah. This is my point of view. This is how I think how all these arguments are flawed. I can understand that people want more representation of maybe their particular struggles on the screen, but it's a fallacy. It's not true that every single ethnicity has a representation on the current media, because this is something that people don't say. If you go to, for example, if you're watching Netflix from Latin America, if you're watching Netflix from Ecuador, for example, you will get programs that are maybe suited for you and for your ethnicity, and maybe, of course, in Spanish, and maybe you're related to the stories, and maybe you're related to this kind of struggles, and that is okay. Maybe in Asian countries, I don't know how Netflix works in Asian countries, but I know that they will have this little bias, normal bias to Asian countries. That makes sense, okay? And if you go to Europe, it's the same. If you got certain countries in Europe, it's the same. If you go to the United States, it's the same too. So it's like everybody is getting, by virtue of those algorithms, what they want to actually watch. So all these social justice warriors wants to make it seem like there's an unfair distribution, when there's not. There's a lot of content, of independent content, of every single way that you want to be. That maybe the big studios are flopping because they want to show down our throats messages that have no actual meaning to us, that there are no grasp to us, that are just nonsense. Well, it's their fault. But as for me, I for one, I really don't watch much TV or at all. I haven't been to the movies in a long time. I think since the start of the pandemic. So and that has been very few instances and where I said, hey, this is worth watching, and it's usually not a big tentpole movie. Yeah, we are all sick of the woke agenda, and this is gonna crumble by itself. There's gonna be on this echo chamber. They will not be able to go to get outside to get the profits that, for example, Top Gun Maverick did. It was just an action flick, a fun action flick. That's it. No pretension, no stereotypes. There was no villain. How can you make an amazing movie without a villain? They made it. Tom Cruise made it. He made an amazing sequel to one of the greatest flicks of the 80s, Top Gun, without a villain, and he nailed it. $1 billion movie. Amazing. It can be done. There's still people willing to go to the movies to watch great movies, but we need this common sense to be spread again, and realize that we can watch The Cosby Show, Different Strokes, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I Love Lucy, I don't know, The Flintstones. Okay, I don't like the Flintstones because I don't live in the Stone Age. How can I like that? How can you like the Flintstones if you haven't lived in the Stone Age? How can you find yourself represented in that show? Well, that was a great example. It was archetypical. That was almost archetypical of things, the Flintstones. But that is a topic for a longer rant, and you know that once I get winding, well, nobody can stop it. I'm gonna read the super chats. I'm going to oh my god, it's almost 1 hour. How long have I been rambling in here? Oh my god, sorry about this. The Jetsons too. Yeah, especially when he's going to give his wife the bill and she takes the whole wallet. That is stereotypical. But facts. The Jetsons. I didn't. Someone is gonna come and say, I didn't like the Jetsons because they had this oppression of robotic. That robotic maid was oppressed by the patriarchy. poor, I don't know what was the name of the robot maid of the Jetsons in English. I know that in Spanish was Robotina, but I don't know in English. But she was oppressed. It was artificial intelligence oppressed by the patriarchy, even in the future. Super sticker. Thanks, Kate Raven Graham, for your super sticker. Appreciate that. Another super sticker. I'm waiting for the name of the robot lady from the Jetsons. Robot maid. My Rescue Cats. Thanks for your super sticker. Was it Dolly or Rosie? What was the name? Rosie was in Rosie the robot. Oh, that's nice. I didn't know that she was called like that in English. Rosie. A nice name. She even had a nice name back then. Margie. Yeah, can you imagine that if this actually went to trial? Well, I will be there for it. Believe that, as the critical thinker said. Rosie, thanks for all of you. Oh my God, so many Jetsons fans. Another super sticker, Sprightly Bird. Thank you, Sprightly Bird, for that. Lori Wilcox, many super stickers today. You don't want to chat? No, I was the one rambling. I'm sorry. So much rambling. Anti-woke rambling is the best rambling there is. Patricia Gerard, super sticker. Thanks, Patricia. All right. Oliver. Meghan is entirely jejune. I don't know how to say that. I'm gonna find out. I need to find out how to say it. New word of the day. Devoid of significance or interest. Jejune. This is my private English classes in front of a live audience of almost 3,000 body language bodies. I'm not practicing my English. How dare I? I need that Greta Thunberg gif urgently. Meghan is entirely jejune, focus on events, movies from her past. The women of KB deserve an enemy better than Megs. I agree with you, Oliver. Daisy Reina, Meghan is the real. I don't know how to say that. Oh my God, so many strange words today. I know that's a flower, but I don't, for the life of me. How do you say that? Hyacinth. Meghan is the real hyacinth bucket. It's bouquet. All right. Thanks for that. Learn a new word. Hyacinth. What will the name will be the? Oh, it's a precious stone. I thought. It's a plant too. All right. I was not wrong. A precious stone and a plant. All right. Perennial herb. Interesting. Ooh. L. Haig. Your Honor, altruism equals the polar opposite of being marked. I rest my case. I love your channel, Jesus. Thank you, L. Thanks for that. My body language bodies. We went overboard with a bit of wrangling today. I hope to have more content for you tomorrow. And remember to follow me on my Royal Rogue channel, my second YouTube channel, where you can see all these topics. For example, today's topic on Oren Ishii, on Kill Bill, and Austin Powers. I will release it as a clip on the Royal Rogue. And so if you want to just watch the clip itself, just go on the link in the description and follow me on the Royal Rogue, and you can watch it there as a clip. Mary W. Rice, last minute super chat. Thank you for everything. We love listening to you. I think I speak for many of us. I appreciate that, Mary. Appreciate that a lot. I enjoy a lot making these shows and having these live shows with you. It has worked well so far. It has worked well for my self productions. Has worked well for my English fluency, as you might have noticed. I just have to practice more and just take it easy. Realize that I'm with the best friends that I can imagine, and that you have the patience to listen to me, my mistakes and everything, and all the good and the bad things. And I appreciate and love you, and thank you for that, my body language buddies. I really appreciate this. Chris Reeves, another super chat. We appreciate all your insights, thoughts, and great humor. Thank you much. My pleasure. I will be doing this daily. And thanks, Carmela Divine. Divine or Divine? I don't know how to say that. Loudly crying face. How do you say Carmela's last name? How do you say that? Divine or Divine? Please help me with that. We're over time here with my English. Looking at your comments until someone answers. How do you say? Oh my God! No, nobody's answering. No, but I'm hoping. Oh well. Divine. Is that right? All right, Divine this is. I'm going to go with Divine. Oh my God, Divine. Right, thank you, Carmela Divine. I already know how to say your last name, thanks to every single one, as in mine. Oh, thank you. That's great, the Android. Thank you for your tip. All right, this is a character from British. Thanks, Venus Star. It's a character from a British comedy who acts more important than she is. Oh, that means a lot. That is the subtext. So you know that I had to do my research to understand your jokes. Thanks for that. Tanya Paul, thank you, Jesus. You make me laugh after a horrendous day. I'm sorry that you had a horrendous day, Tanya. I hope it goes better from now on. I hope your week goes better and the rest of the year is amazing for you too, and for every single one of you. My body language buddies, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and until we meet on another video or another live. And oh my God, Liz Heaton, you missed my super chat from the very beginning. Oh, what is that super chat? Let me look for that. Let me see if I can find this. All right, I don't see your super chat, but I see your hello from Utah. I see you. There's no way on earth Lucy Liu would call that a Meghan podcast. I don't see here. I'm sorry, I don't see here. Maybe if you sent that before I began. So let me see if I can make some magic. Maybe I'm gonna try some magic in here. Oh no, I'm sorry, I can't. No, it's not possible for me. But I will look for it. Let me be somewhere in my and I will read it. How do I say? Oh my God, Liz, I let you down. I don't want to let Liz down. How can I say? Maybe I can figure that something. I could. Well, every single one of you. I'm doing someone on my computer. Maybe I can get to Liz super chat in a hidden super. All right, I have it right here. I can't find your super chat, Liz, because I will not. It's like that OK Go song. I won't let you down. I will look for your super chat. I don't see your super chat, Liz. Are you sure you sent it? I don't see it. I don't see it. Maybe it didn't send. Maybe it didn't send. I'm looking here, the entire list. I didn't want to let you down, but I don't see it here. But whatever, I'm going to read your comment. Your comments are those. Lucy Liu would never appear on that an archetype Arse Wipes podcast. And thanks for sending that. I'm sorry if that did not go through. And Vic is the last one for today. Yeah, this is really overtime. Thanks, Vic, for your super sticker. And we will see tomorrow again, most probably in another live. And I hope that you take care of yourself, because I love every single one of you. Bye-bye.